My name is Dr. Katina Holliday, and I'm the CEO of Holiday's Helping Hands.
What inspired you to create the organization?
I am a family nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse for over 30 years. I'm 27 years old, so I started a long time ago.
Right.
So I end up moving from the south of Mississippi all the way to Los Angeles. And so my grandmother, who was a big inspiration of my life, took care of a gentleman named Shine. And so I saw every single day growing up her feed somebody 3 meals a day, literally. And so with that being embedded in me and the legacy of helping and giving to others, and already being a nurse, it was no other than to do what I'm doing now and live it in purpose.
Wow, that's amazing. What
Yes.
is it like helping people less fortunate?
You know, being less fortunate myself, right, growing up, and I was just speaking about this in one of my CEO groups that when I grew up, my mom and dad divorced. I had a mom who had a sixth grade education, right, who lost her high paying job. Imagine in the 80s making 15, $17 an hour and going down to minimum wage of $2.25. We lived in a trailer which she bought. I lived on a rock road. So being able to help people, being that I was a teenage mom myself and needed help, for me, this time in my life, there is no greater purpose. And when we're able to do it, it brings this fulfillment like none other. It brings happiness, it brings joy, the excitement that people feel, the love that they get from us. It's just, it's unexplainable joy. And I realize I get a whole Russian high off of it.
Yes, I like your passion.
Yes.
Uh, for you, how does helping others help your own healing process?
Believe it or not, is never a dull moment. And me helping others, knowing that in this life that I'm again, I talk about purpose a lot because this is my year of purpose, right? So living on purpose and being able to purposely, I got these braces, so forgive me. So if I don't pronounce them correctly, charge it to the braces that's a month old. So I think for me, being able to give back, and it was one of my dreams and goals, being a teenage mom myself and needing help, and being able just to help people. When I look at the legacy that I'm leaving, because it's bigger than me, right? It's bigger than that. So when I help someone, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna help someone, and that someone they help is going to help someone else. So when I think about it in a big grand scheme of things, I know that this part of it is definitely bigger than me. And I'm just excited about the legacy of giving and helping others.
And my mom had me when she was 17.
Uh huh.
So just hearing your story is very relatable. Do you feel when you talk to people that have similar live experience, that goes a long way?
You know what? People like people that have experienced things. And it gives them a different motive, a different niche on life. Because then they look at you and be like, if she did it, I can do it, right? Because looking at me, a girl that came from Mississippi, that came from nothing, and able to develop into a company that's a multi-million dollar company, literally, and not having anyone around me that know what that looks and feel like, and just figuring things out. When I see someone that says that, I was a teenage mom and they're successful, it's like this inspiration that you get, and it just inspires you differently from someone that may have had it because they don't know what it means to be at the bottom.
So, what are some of your programs you're working on?
Absolutely. One of our biggest programs that I'm really excited about. Remember, I told you my grandmother took care of a guy named Shine. So we created what we call the Shine Ambassador WorkSource Program. And it is the pillar of our organization. In this, we teach life skills. Those life skills include money management, one of the biggest ones. I mean, that's for our working class as well. We give them resume skills. We do interviewing skills with them. We teach them tech. We teach them what else? We teach them how to be a good neighbor. And that also happens within our interim housing program as well. But this is a specialized 12-week program. So right now, because I'm a nurse, I created HHH School of Nursing, where we're teaching them to be certified nursing assistants. I gotta have somebody to take care of me when I get old,
Right.
right? And nursing is not a dying field. This is where you get your love from when you go to the hospital. Nothing but us nurses, right? And so I've created a certified nursing assistant program, which is a $2,000 minimum cost program where we give them to our clients for free.
Wow.
Yes, big time, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it's our biggest class of cohorts. It's our cohort 8. We have 8 clients that are in this class right now. We've had a total of 5 already graduate within us starting from last year, and they're up and working for us. Some been housed, so it's a great program. So then we have that one, which is our newest program. We have our culinary arts program where they learn how to do food handlers, they cook, they work in our catering company. Then we have our Picks thrift store that is funded by HHH, our foundation. And so in there, they get to learn customer skills training. They get to learn how to do imprinting and on clothes and things
Wow.
of that nature. So that's what our thrift store does. It also does all of our work uniforms for Holidays Helping Hands and other organizations that want to get that done, screen printing and things of that nature. So they get to learn that trade. And also, the manager that's over that program teaches them how to go downtown and learn how to buy and sell wholesale. You know what I'm saying? So if they wanted to start their own business, they could. Can't wait for one of them to do that.
Yeah.
And then we also have our maintenance and landscaping program where they learn that we teach them how to operate the equipment, safety handling of those equipments, and they go around and beautify our sites. And we give them a stipend every 2 weeks. So this is a program that is funded internally by us, but we have written it down on paper and we can't wait to carry it out so into the public. So that is one of the biggest things that we do within our organization.
Yeah, and that goes a long way, even if one person believes in someone else, that, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, one of my stories where I had this mom, she had 5 kids, and she talks about her story quite frequently because she loves HHH. And she just finished our CNA class. And guess what happened from her attending our class? One of the babies was having a seizure or choking at our site. It was a 11-month-old, and she saved that baby's life.
Wow.
This just happened about 2 months ago. And that's because she learned how to do CPR in our class. That training that she learned and thanks to that, she was able to do that and save this baby's life. Baby went to the hospital and now the baby's out and back at our facility with the mom and doing well.
Wow.
Yes.
I want to go back to something you said earlier, the year of purpose. What is that?
You know, being intentional and living and doing what you love to do. Because I believe, and people say it all the time, when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work, right? So coming in, and for me, my biggest goal is who can I bless today? Who can I provide an opportunity for today? Who can I make their life look different today? So when you think in that terms, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And the sky is the limit because I'm out here blessing people every single day.
And when you see people take your programs, do you see their confidence level rise as they go through the process?
Oh, absolutely. This first new cohort that we got, I went in, I talked to them, I let them know, of course, nursing. I mean, nursing for me, because remember, I'm a nurse. And so
Yeah.
they look at me and be like, oh, she was a nurse. And I started as a CNA because remember, I was a teenage mom. So while I was in school, in college, I got pregnant. So I started off as a CNA while I was in RN school and finished to become an RN. And I got the lowest level degree that you can get as an RN, which is associates in nursing, and worked my way up as my son grew up. And I ended up getting my master's and becoming a family nurse practitioner. Because my goal was to become a doctor and write prescriptions. I met that goal, right? In a different way, because I wanted to be a medical doctor, but now
Right.
I'm a nurse doctor. Absolutely, you do see their level of confidence rise. The in believe it or not, when you give people something they never had before, they begin to look at life differently. And that's what we do here at Holidays Helping Hands. Our facilities are state of the art. I let my staff know if we can't sleep there, our clients can't sleep there. So if you come visit a Holidays Helping Hands facility, you can sleep there and not feel intimidated, getting bit by bed bugs, none of that. We don't allow that. So from the door, we welcome them home. You're no longer homeless. Life looks different for you now, right? So when they get invited with that love, it just changes everything for them, and their confidence do go up, and they talk about how our staff impacts and change their lives.
Yeah, with your staff, what is it like working with people that have a similar mission?
You know, I did not realize um, that my staff and I were in such alignment, especially the leadership team, until my CEO group came out and they evaluated, and they was like, "Oh my gosh, Katina, everybody like has similar values. They're in it for the purpose." And so when you're in it for the purpose and people want to do good, it's just a different atmosphere when you come to work, you know, because you realize that this life is not about you, it's about others, right? And so everybody that works for us, even if they don't know that when they come work for us, they learn it because we embed it within our culture, right? That this is not about you, it's about helping others. And so that's our mission here, is to help others.
How does that make you feel?
I like these touchy feely questions. I don't even take time to think about how it makes me feel because I'm so busy.
Right.
Let me see. How does it make me feel? I guess if I was to internalize it and I sit down and reflect on it, it makes my heart smile. It makes me joyful, and I get to live every day in joy. Because happiness is temporary, right? Happiness
Yeah.
is temporary. Joy is long lasting. And so living on purpose also includes living in joy. And so it makes me joyful to be able to come to work and be able to be like, who are we blessing today? You know, like I said before. So it brings me a joy that I just love what I do.
Well, you do so much to help others, but what do you do to help your own mental health?
There you go with them questions. Okay, so truthfully, right? What I do, I am very spiritual. So I run a national prayer line Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. No matter where I'm at in the world, I get on this prayer line. I take my spirituality, my own personal walk with Jesus, um, personal. So that's one of
Yeah.
my things that I do. It's my main thing that I do, honestly. And for me, it helps me get through any obstacle. It makes me know that already before the battle starts, the victory is already mine, is already won. You know, it takes my faith to a whole different confidence, right? And so those are one of the things that I do. And so besides that, if I'm in California, I'm going to somebody $20 spa to get a massage because that is my favorite pastime. So I do some self-care. And I got to say, that's one of my main self-care is getting me a massage. You know, they got the $20 spots that you can go to and get a massage.
I
And
did
then
not know this.
you did. Out here.
No.
Okay, so now because of inflation, I gotta say it went up. When I started, it was $20. So every week, you know, it's $35, $40 now if you get a 60-minute massage, right? So I go and I partake in those things for my self care. And you're absolutely right. A lot of times when we are caregivers, we put so much
Yeah.
care into others that we forget about ourselves. And for so many years, absolutely, I have done that. And sometimes throughout the day, I will forget that as well to take care of myself. But taking care of yourself is also taking care of others. And it's hard as CEOs and entrepreneurs to remember that. But I tell you, I have a booked appointment every week on a Sunday to get me a massage.
Here's another question that
Yes.
you'll say is touchy feely. What motivates you?
So, what started my motivation? was me being a single mom and wanting to make sure that my son, Martavius Holiday, did not have to want for anything. Blessing and a curse for parents with one child. Truthfully, he is a great kid. He's doing very well, but it's a blessing and a curse, right? You know, I'm just saying that's for the parents out there. That's another podcast to talk about. All right. So, he was definitely the motive behind that. But I remember growing up being a little girl standing on my mom's porch and saying that I remember her losing her job. And I wanted to do nothing else but take care of my mom so she didn't have to worry. I see how we used to wrap the pennies because she used to save change. She used to have buns because when she made a lot of money, she used to have savings buns. I haven't seen those in years, by the way. I don't know if you even ever seen a savings bun, but she used to have like this piece of paper savings buns. And so when she would need money to make ends meet, she would cash it in. It was her savings that she did on her own that we had at the house, besides rolling the pennies and things like that. So seeing that and growing up that way, I wanted none other than to take care of my mom and my family and wanted to do something differently. So that was the beginning until I had my son. And then that changed. And now, because I'm able to provide opportunities to so many walks of life that is different from um, where I started from, and being able to be a blessing to others. Because you have to have money. People don't think that you do. But in order to help people, you got to have money to help them. Or how else can you help them, right? Financially. I mean, we can give words of love, hope, joy. We can speak to them. We can help people other ways.
Yeah.
But in the way that we're helping the unhoused, I got to have money in order to do that. You can't do it without money, right? And so um, I think it has transitioned not just into me wanting to help my family, but also wanting to help others. And I see how transformative it is when I'm not just helping my family, but I'm helping other families as well. And again, to be able to leave a legacy of healthy
Where do you want to see your mission, say, in the next 3 to 5 years?
across the United States. For sure. So I got to tell you, actually, my leadership team said to me a couple of years ago that we need to take our motto and we need to put it across the United
Yeah.
States. What's great about my team is we can turn up a facility and open one in 48 hours if you give us a building, right?
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
unheard of.
that's
No,
impressive.
but we can do it because we've written down the processes and the steps. And during COVID time, we opened up so many different facilities and have done so much. During COVID, we opened up the COVID facilities with the County of LA, and our organization just doesn't has just not does the unhoused. We now have a resource center, so we have different things to add, not just to our clients within our facilities, but also to the community here in South LA and Los Angeles County as well.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Resource Center?
Yes. I was like, oh my gosh. I was told, here I go back to my religion. It was prophesied to me. For those who don't know what prophecy is, like when you go to a fortune teller and they tell you
Right.
things, right? These is from the godly perspective, right? A lady came to me and said that I was going to be a resource to others. And I was like, what does she mean, a resource to others? So full fledged, I mean, I understood that, but it took me some time to break it down. But let's fast forward about 4 years later. We own now a resource center within Holiday's Helping Hands. And in our resource center, we provide down payments for housing, help with their rent, things of that nature. So it's housing navigation for the justice impacted. So it's a niche to it. So they have to be and had some touch with jail or been impacted by the justice system. So it is from Justice Care Opportunities Department. That's the grant that we received to open this, and so we're in the South LA community, and so it's been great. And so besides that, we're able to provide help them with searching for a job, giving them a job, um, and other things that we add. We teach financial literacy because they have to have financial classes in order to receive this. Because getting you a house and keeping a house is two different things, right? We can get you a house, but are you able to maintain and
Right.
keep it? So in order to maintain and keep it, we got to have a budget. We got to have a savings plan. We got to have some money. So all of that goes into play with that resource center.
How can people reach out and learn more?
Absolutely. They can visit us at our website, Holidays Helping Hands. And that's holidays with two L's, right? HOLLIDAYS, H.org.